It's Tuesday, November 21st, 2023. Let's talk about the news. From the Associated Press, fiery right-wing populist Javier Milei wins Argentina's presidency and promises drastic changes. Far-right outsider candidate Javier Milei has won Argentina's presidential runoff election in a landslide, defeating the more conventional continuity candidate nearly 56% to just over 44%. That's a staggering victory for someone who was promised to essentially gut the government, kill off the peso in favor of adopting the US dollar, and who has been embroiled in controversy for years. The degree to which Milei will be able to do what he's promised to do is still an open question, but this victory, and the size of that victory, is being seen as a pretty clear indication that the Argentine voting population is fed up with the existing political and economic status quo in the country, which has, among other things, led to persistent, incredibly high levels of inflation, rising poverty levels, and ever-increasing levels of government debt. And if you want to learn more about Milei and what he believes and what was at stake in this election, there is a Let's Know Things episode that was released recently on the topic called Argentina Election. From BBC News, Liberian leader George Weah hailed for his sportsmanship after accepting defeat. The outgoing president of Liberia, George Weah, has conceded defeat to his rival, the now incoming president Joseph Boakai, easing concerns that the country might face a power struggle in the wake of a tight election. Liberia has a history of fairly brutal and recent politics-tied conflict, so there were concerns that this election, the first since 2018, could trigger violence. This peaceful transfer of power, though, is being lauded both for the clarity it grants everyone involved and for the trend it continues and example it sets in a region that has otherwise been partially defined in recent years by military coups and instability. And from Axios, Mike Johnson to release 40,000 hours of January 6 footage. Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson announced last week that tens of thousands of hours of footage from the January 6, 2021 Capitol building incursion will be released to the public. Far-right House representatives have been demanding this footage be released for a while, and this is being seen as a nod to them as the Speaker attempts to keep the different wings of his party in sufficient lockstep to move other priorities forward, following inter-party disagreements about his recent stopgap spending bill. Some representatives and security professionals have said this footage could present a security risk, calling its release an attempt to politicize the event in question. But others, those who favor its release, have said that the 5%-ish of the footage that is considered to be a major security risk will be withheld, and that those who are being charged for breaking into the Capitol deserve to have access to footage that could help them defend themselves in court. If you're finding some value in one-sentence news, consider leaving a quick review wherever you get your podcasts and/or sharing the show with a friend. You can find out more about this show or subscribe to the email version at onesentencenews.com, and you can support this and other related projects like the Let's Know Things and Brain Lenses podcasts at understandery.com.